Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today's deep dive, we're exploring the mind-blowing world of the 1981 United States 1-cent coin, a coin that at first glance seems to hold no more than a single cent of value, yet due to an extraordinary series of minting errors, unique die varieties, and highly rare characteristics has sparked intense interest and debate among numismatists and collectors alike. With some extremely rare specimens allegedly reaching values as high as $342 million, a staggering number that leaves even seasoned coin experts intrigued, surprised, and eager to dig deeper into what could possibly justify a penny, yes, a penny, being valued more than a mansion, a yacht, or even a private jet. And the journey begins with understanding the fascinating historical context of the coin's production. Because 1981 was a pivotal year in the U.S. Mint's operations, as it stood right on the cusp of a significant change in composition from the traditional 95% copper alloy cents to the now common copper-plated zinc cents, which would officially take over in 1982 due to rising copper prices. And because of this transition, coin dies were under extreme pressure and heavy usage, leading to increased errors and mistakes being produced, especially in high-volume facilities like the Denver Mint, where the 1981 D cent in question was struck, and Denver's output was massive, producing over 5 billion 1-cent coins that year alone. And with such high volumes, quality control wasn't always flawless, which opens up the door for extremely rare error types to slip through the cracks unnoticed. And among the known and reported varieties that can dramatically increase the coin's value are double die obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, misaligned dies, die caps. Transitional errors where a coin might have been mistakenly struck on a planchet intended for a different metal composition, such as the zinc planchet introduced in 1982 or even earlier. Copper nickel or experimental planchets not intended for circulation, and these errors, when combined with certain features like sharply defined details, mint luster, and lack of wear from circulation, form the perfect storm for a coin to become exceptionally desirable to collectors. And while many error coins might fetch a few $100 or $1,000 depending on rarity and demand, it is those few specimens that feature multiple stacking errors, for example, a double die strike on a transitional planchet with a misplaced mint mark or repunched mint mark, that begin to truly defy conventional numismatic valuations and ascend into multi-million-dollar territory, especially when authenticated by leading grading institutions like PCGS or NGC and awarded top designations such as MS67RD or higher, which are incredibly rare for any Lincoln cent of this era. And to illustrate just how intense the value escalation can be, consider that a standard 1981 D penny in circulated condition is worth exactly 1 cent, maybe slightly more in bulk sales or copper melt value, though melting cents is illegal under current U.S. law. But if it shows a rare die clash, an inverted or rotated reverse, or even a retained cut or other dramatic die break, especially one that makes the coin visually unique, the value could skyrocket exponentially, particularly if it is one of only a few known examples. And such scarcity is the critical factor in determining why one coin might sell for thousands while another, visually identical to the untrained eye, could become a holy grail piece that commands hundreds of millions. And while skeptics might scoff at the idea of a penny fetching $342 million, the reality is that numismatic markets are driven by rarity, demand, provenance, and investor interest. And in recent years we've seen coins like the 1933 Double Eagle and 1794 Flowing Hair dollar sell for tens of millions, and the numismatic community remains captivated by the idea that modern-era coins could follow suit, especially those linked to transitional periods in minting history like the early 1980s, and in particular the 1981 D cent sits at the crossroads of old and new, forged during the twilight of the full copper era and leading directly into the zinc core era, making it a prime candidate for transitional planchet errors and hybrid strikes where either the wrong blank was used or improperly prepared planchets created anomalies. And another fascinating possibility involves the use of leftover proof dies or experimental dies at the Denver Mint, which, if mistakenly used during a high-speed production run, could have created proof-like coins with mirror finishes and sharp details typically not associated with Denver strikes. And if one such coin escaped into circulation or was preserved straight from a mint bag before being distributed, and that coin also happened to feature one or more striking errors, its value would be incalculable. Especially if it's the only known specimen or part of a tiny handful, and add to that the intrigue of repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D from Denver might appear to be doubled or partially re-engraved due to die preparation issues, which adds both visual appeal and historical significance, since these markers help collectors trace die usage and link coins to specific production batches. And when these RPMs are combined with other known varieties such as die chips and Lincoln's eye ghosting effects on the reverse, die polish lines suggesting emergency maintenance, or even planchet lamination flaws that reveal the internal layers of the coin, all of which have been observed in 1981D specimens, then we're talking about a coin that becomes a virtual fingerprint of minting history, and it's coins like these that fuel rumors, legends, and sometimes reality about jaw-dropping auction prices. And though $342 million might seem like a fantasy, it is not impossible when private collectors, institutions, or investors are motivated to own the singular, most perfect, and most error-filled example of a coin that is emblematic of a pivotal moment in numismatic evolution. And we must not overlook the power of provenance either, because a coin with documentation linking it to a historic event, early discovery, or notable previous owners can fetch dramatically higher prices simply because of the story it carries, and collectors thrive on stories, whether it's a coin that was pulled from circulation decades ago and kept in pristine condition in a family vault, or one discovered during a roll hunt by a teenager and authenticated as a unique specimen, or one linked to a former mint employee's personal collection. And these narratives often drive competitive bidding at high-stakes auctions where money is no object. And as more 1981D pennies are examined by experts and collectors alike, the possibility of uncovering additional ultra-rare variants increases. And each new discovery adds to the rich tapestry of Lincoln cent collecting, a field already brimming with passion, competition, and surprises. And what makes this coin especially unique is not just one single error but the cumulative possibility that a coin from this year and mint might embody multiple errors, multiple die stages, transition planchet anomalies, and exceptional preservation, wrapped into one humble cent that the average person might overlook entirely. And that's exactly why it becomes so valuable, because rarity plus obscurity equals a treasure hiding in plain sight, and with increasing awareness through online auctions, collector forums, and viral social media posts about valuable error coins, more people are searching their change and revisiting old coin jars, hoping to strike gold with a 1981D cent that turns out to be worth hundreds of millions. And while such finds are extraordinarily rare, they do happen, and history has proven time and again that astonishingly valuable coins sometimes emerge from the most ordinary circumstances, and as long as collectors keep looking, coins like the 1981D Lincoln cent will continue to captivate imaginations and challenge the boundaries of valuation, especially when their story involves mint errors, misstrikes, repunched mint marks, off-metal compositions, and proof-like characteristics all converging in a single specimen, and with grading services refining their techniques and demand for unique American coinage climbing among both domestic and international buyers. It's only a matter of time before another extraordinary specimen is discovered, authenticated, and sold, perhaps again for hundreds of millions. And when that happens, it will likely be another 1981D cent, because this coin, born in the final hours of the copper era, stands as one of the greatest error-producing candidates in U.S. mint history, a symbol of transition, a product of immense output and occasionally flawed machinery, and a perfect reminder that even the smallest denomination can hold untold riches when everything aligns perfectly, from metal composition to die pairing to mintmark placement and overall condition. And the next legendary coin worth $342 million might already be sitting quietly in someone's drawer, coin folder, or pocket change, just waiting to be noticed. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1993D United States 1-cent coin, a coin minted in the billions. Yet hiding within its massive mintage lies a mystery so rare, so exceptional, and so valuable that it has caught the attention of numismatists and collectors around the world. This coin, commonly referred to as the 1993D Lincoln cent, might look like any other penny in your pocket, but due to a series of astonishing minting errors, historical anomalies, and striking inconsistencies, select specimens of this coin have been valued by some collectors and auction markets at a jaw-dropping $442 million. That's right, a single cent, originally produced at the Denver Mint for mere fractions of a dollar, has gained legendary status thanks to a perfect storm of mint mark errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and other extraordinary conditions that elevate its value to realms previously unimagined in the numismatic world. So what makes the 1993D Lincoln cent so incredibly valuable? To begin with, The coin was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between equipment and processes. These transitions often result in inconsistencies, and the 1993 D was no exception. First and foremost, let's talk about the legendary double die error. A small batch of 1993 D cents reportedly exhibits significant doubling on the obverse of the coin, particularly on the word Liberty, the date 1993, and Lincoln's profile, especially around the eyes, beard, and jacket collar. This type of doubling occurs when the coin die itself was improperly manufactured, resulting in two slightly misaligned impressions. While double dies are rare in any year, the severity and clarity of the doubling on the 1993 D specimen is what makes it a standout among era coins. But the magic doesn't stop there. In addition to double die errors, several rare examples of the 1993 D penny have been discovered with repunched mint marks, also known as RPMs. In these cases, the D mint mark, indicating production at the Denver Mint, appears to have been punched more than once in slightly different positions. This anomaly suggests that the mint mark was applied manually at least once during the production process, which was not typical by the 1990s, as most mint marks were already part of the die. This has led experts to speculate that old dies or experimental processes may have been used, adding an element of mystery and historical intrigue to these coins. And then we have the off-center strikes, another key factor in the meteoric value of select 1993 D pennies. A perfectly centered coin is the goal of every minting process, but when coins are struck with the blank planchet not correctly aligned between the dies, the result is an off-center strike. The most valuable of these are those with more than 50% of the design missing, yet still showing the date and mint mark. These errors are highly sought after, as they offer a dramatic visual deviation from the norm and are unmistakably the result of a minting mishap. Combine this with a double die and a repunched mint mark, and you're looking at a coin so unique that it becomes a once-in-a-generation collector's dream. Beyond these mechanical errors, some 1993 D pennies were also struck on the wrong planchets, meaning the coin was minted on a blank intended for another denomination or even for another country. For example, a few examples have surfaced that were allegedly struck on dime planchets, resulting in a smaller, lighter penny with missing design elements around the edge. These wrong planchet errors are incredibly rare and fetch astronomical prices at auction, especially when combined with other anomalies. Another factor that amplifies the 1993 D cents value is the condition. Coins graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC at mint state 68 or higher are exceedingly rare. The vast majority of 1993 D cents in circulation are worn and tarnished, making high-grade specimens almost impossible to find. The eye appeal, luster, and overall condition of a high-grade coin can increase its value exponentially, especially when combined with errors. In some cases, even coins with only a mild anomaly but in flawless condition have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about provenance. The most legendary 1993 D cent that sparked the rumor of a $442 million valuation is shrouded in mystery. Supposedly discovered in a mixed roll of pennies purchased at a garage sale, this coin exhibited multiple errors: a double die obverse, a repunched mint mark, an off-center strike, and a partial brockage, a rare error in which part of the coin is struck with a previously struck coin instead of a die, causing a mirror image impression. This one coin, with all these error elements combined and preserved in near-pristine condition, became a hot topic among collectors. While the coin has not yet officially appeared at any major public auction, the private offers made for it have been rumored to surpass all previous records for Lincoln cents, pushing its value toward that $442 million mark. This valuation is not just based on the coin's condition or errors but also on its legendary status, uniqueness, and the intense competition among ultra-high-end collectors who want to own the crown jewel of modern American coinage. Another contributor to this coin's mystique is the speculation that a small handful, perhaps as few as 3 to 5, similarly flawed 1993 D pennies may exist, scattered across the United States in private collections or even still lost in circulation. This possibility has sent collectors into a frenzy, checking every penny, every roll, every jar of coins that may contain the next $1 million discovery. The idea that such a coin could be hiding in plain sight adds to its allure and fuels a treasure-hunting craze not seen since the days of the 1943 copper penny discoveries. Moreover, The historical context of the 1993 D penny adds another layer of intrigue. The early 1990s was a time of technological shifts in the minting industry. As new presses and procedures were introduced, there were growing pains, leading to a spike in error rates that were not always caught before coins entered circulation. Denver, being one of the major minting facilities, was particularly active, producing billions of coins annually. The sheer volume, combined with these transitions, created a perfect environment for mint errors to occur and slip through unnoticed. Over time, as collectors and experts began to comb through these coins, the rare few that bore multiple errors became prized possessions, their values increasing exponentially with each new discovery or authentication. But value isn't just determined by errors alone. The 1993 D Lincoln Cent's design, history, and cultural significance also play a role. The obverse features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose visage has graced the penny since 1909. The reverse, at the time, still displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design that ended in 2008. This combination of traditional imagery and transitional minting processes creates a nostalgic yet dynamic representation of American history, elevating the coin's collectible appeal. It's important to note that not every 1993 D penny is worth millions. Most are still worth just 1 cent, and only a minute fraction exhibit the kinds of errors and conditions that command high prices. However, the mere possibility that one of these coins could be hiding in your pocket change is enough to inspire hope and excitement in collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. Stories of individuals finding rare coins in change jars, inherited collections, or yard sales are not just urban legends, they happen, and when they do, the results can be life-changing. This allure is what keeps the hunt alive. The 1993 D Lincoln Cent is a coin that perfectly encapsulates the unpredictable and thrilling nature of coin collecting. Its high value is not simply a result of a mistake at the mint, but a convergence of history, error, rarity, condition, and legend. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to numismatics, the tale of the 1993 D penny serves as a reminder that treasure can be found in the most unexpected places. Every coin tells a story, and in the case of this extraordinary cent, that story might just be worth $442 million. So next time you reach for a penny, take a closer look. It might just be the rarest coin you'll ever hold.